Good day for Dennis of the internet. I am Fox of Pancakes, and welcome to this video, which may be kind of odd considering that my most viewed video is on how I think League is a trash game. Or at least that's one way it could have been interpreted, and that's kind of how I was feeling at the time, though the video was largely towards, like, I noticed that people were quitting the game, and then I was wondering what that reason could be, and the conclusion was that the game is awful. Now, I have been playing it, and the one thing that actually got me more into it was that I heard that they were finally reworking one of my favorite champions, the first champion I ever bought, the first champion I ever really mained, Kayle. And I just wanted to go through her abilities and everything to see just how powerful it was. Because I've heard some people complaining about, well, I'm in a Discord with a group of people, and some of them are like, oh my goodness, Kayle is so OP. And then you can also see the YouTube clickbait videos that are all like, oh my goodness, Kayle's new abilities are just so overpowered and so strong. And in reality, I don't share that sentiment, at least not right now. I haven't even looked at the abilities yet, so we'll make a judgment after that to see if it actually is busted. And more importantly, though, if I feel like as a Kayle main, if like this new kid actually stays true to the old Kayle. So I'm here on the Riot website right now, just looking at it. Her passive, Divine Ascent. So she ascends through 4 forms before reaching her divine state. So level 1, her attacks grant stacking attack speed. At max stacks, Kayle becomes exalted and gains movement speed towards enemies. So this sounds a lot like Irelia passive, except it's with auto attacks. So her level 1 sounds a lot stronger than it used to be, which that'll be interesting to see what happens, because then I think her level 1 trades are going to be much stronger with that. Level 6, when Kayle is exalted, her attacks launch flaming waves, dealing bonus magic damage. So this is basically her E now, right? This is like her E, where her basic attacks launch flaming waves that deal bonus magic damage. So I'm guessing, is that conal? Is that because I saw in the trailer that it was a conal attack. Before we watch the clip, we'll see about that. Risen evolves into fully ranged champion, so I'm guessing that she keeps all of these. So she keeps the stacking attack speed and gains bonus movement speed towards enemies, which is good because previously, like, one of her biggest issues was catching opponents, but I think that was also kind of what kept her balanced. So that seems a little strong. Fully ranged champion takes on her final form, becoming permanently exalted. Permanently. So she permanently gains movement speed towards enemies and deals bonus magic damage and flaming waves, and her flaming waves deal true damage. Basically, just don't let Kayle get to level 16. Okay. The true damage seems excessive. This here seems excessive. Like, I'd be fine with her being permanently exalted with the bonus movement speed and the flaming magic damage waves on auto attacks and the stacking attack speed, but the true damage, that seems a little overtuned. I would not like, does the whole wave do true damage, or does a portion of it do true damage? I guess we'll see when people play it on the PvE here. So I guess this is the passive video. All right, let's do this. Oh goodness. All right. So this is level 16. Whew. All right. So it is conal. So that gives her a lot more area of effect. Because previously, if I hit this, if we go back to the video, let's just focus on Z here. So if I had my E up, I'd probably be like back here. I'd be hitting Z, and I'd be hitting just this minion here. I think would be all the damage that I could do. That's interesting. So it does conal damage. That's a lot more AoE. That's like a makes me think of like an Aatrox Q, but if the whole Aatrox Q did damage. Interesting. Did it say it slows? No. Okay, just does bonus. Because if it's slow, that would be really strong. I don't want to say overpowered. So she conjures a portal which shoots a flaming blade at an enemy, shredding armor, magic resist, and slowing her target. This attack explodes to damage enemies next to the target as well. Interesting. They made her Q a skill shot. So that's basically her old passive, shredding armor and magic resist, and slowing her target, which is true to the old Q, but it is a skill shot this time. A piercing skill shot. So that seems balanced, I'd say, because it shreds armor magic resist, but it's a skill shot, so you have to, and it has a bit of a delay too, right? See, like that amount of time right there, you could move easily, pretty easily. Explodes, so it does piercing damage. So that's really good for team fights, because then she can pierce, E, shred the magic resistant armor. So it seems like it matches up really well. Celestial Blessing. That's the same as Divine Blessing as it was before. Starfire Spellblade. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see. Passive. Kayle's basic attacks deal bonus magic damage, which scales with both her ability power and attack damage. Active. Kayle's next basic attack is ranged and deals a portion of the target's missing health as bonus magic damage. And after ascending to a flame, this attack damages enemies next to the target as well. Interesting. So instead of being a constant active, which has been moved to her passive, her E just gives a bonus attack. Next basic attack is ranged. So like level 1 or whatever, if you wanted to do some bonus damage while someone was running away, you just boom. But it sounds like you'd actually start Q now instead of E. Like have that Q poke and then the E poke later on. Like you wouldn't start E anymore. Deals a portion of the target's missing health as bonus magic damage. Interesting. So they're really buffing her early game by doing that, because like we had with the passive before, so she gains stacking attack speed, which auto attacks is like everything in the early game, on top of movement speed towards enemies. So if an enemy's trying to run away, you hit them with the passive. So imagine this trade level 2 with Kayle. Kayle hits level 2, hits you with the Q, so you're slowed, your armor is lowered. She has max stacks on her Zealous, which means that she now has bonus movement speed towards you. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, takes you down health on top of, and then her E, if you're running away, she can hit you at range and deal a percentage of your health damage. That's a lot of early game damage. I wonder if like an electrocute Kayle would work, or like a Halo Blades Kayle would be. I mean, Halo Blades is good on Kayle right now, but I wonder if like with this rework that Halo Blades Kayle would be even better. Anyway, moving on to her ultimate. Kayle bestows invulnerability on herself or a target ally for a few seconds. While invulnerable, purifying swords fall in a circle around her target, damaging enemies in an area. Interesting. So how much magic damage was that? So Teemo has, she's level 11. I don't know if Teemo has any items. He does appear to have some sort of, no, he has Glacial Augment. That's what it is. I'm not sure about what items Teemo has, but that's, you can count each bar, if you didn't know, in League of Legends counts as 100 health, so that's 500 health, level 2 ultimate, with invulnerability and an AoE to match that of Nico's. So imagine ulting a Nico. Ooh, that's ulting. So Nico becomes invulnerable, goes into a fight with invulnerability, and then deals double AoE damage. That would be pretty strong. I think that kind of combo will be really good. Interesting. Damaging enemies in an area. I don't know how I feel about that. She seems to have... So with this kit, what they've seemed to have done is really buff her early game. Oh, excuse me, big old stretch. But they seem to have really buffed her early game by giving her this passive that gives her stacking attack speed at level 1. Her Q that lowers armor magic resistance and slows, but it's a skill shot, so you have to hit it, which is balanced, I think. W's same, depending on the scaling, we'll see how powerful it is. And then her E giving her that bonus attack damage. We actually didn't see the video for this, so it becomes... Oh! Interesting. Okay, so that is Starfire Spellblade. I can't get over that name. That sounds like a character from a D&D campaign. Behold, I am Starfire Spellblade, the runic warrior. Anyway. What are my thoughts on this? I don't think it's busted. I honestly don't think it's busted. I think that Kayle can still very easily be dominated in an early game. Now, I say that her early game is stronger, which is good because in early game, Kayle can't do anything without her E, especially against a lot of champions. But any champion like Darius, Teemo, Tryndamere, Riven, well, I mean, Darius sort of, but Tryndamere, Riven, Teemo, and Camille. I don't know why I can think of her name, but Camille. Those 4 champions, I think, will still very much be a problem for Kayle because it seems like she's still relying on range early game, even though it kind of buffs her passive early game. I think that her level 16 passive, where Flaming Waves do true damage, is a little strong, but it kind of helps with tanks late game, I suppose. So she becomes a tank shredder late game, and a team shredder. Like, she's a very much team fighter now. I mean, obviously Kayle is a team fighter now, but she kind of had to get Runan's Hurricane for that to work, to apply that extra on-hit damage. But I think this makes her a really strong team fight champion, really good at shredding tanks, especially with her Q. And maybe that's what Riot wanted for her to actually be a tank shredder. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's see. Rather than use divine judgment on yourself, consider protecting a tanky ally with a great engage. Your enemies blow their ultimates while your ally is vulnerable, then purge them with a storm of swords and fire. I mean, that's exactly what you do with Kayle anyway. You just throw your ult on a engaging tank, so you keep their health up and they don't die. Stages of your Divine Ascent give you huge power spikes throughout the game. Yeah, pretty much. So basically just wait for level 16. Anticipate when you outdamage your opponent and decimate them when you do. Again, I've already kind of reiterated like points when you can. When you have a strong solo potential, you're the strongest in team fights. Yeah. Yep. Extras. So I guess they didn't really change much about Morgana. Did they change Morgana? Whoa, okay, Kayle, that's a weird look. I don't know how I feel about that. So this Kayle skins? Okay, never mind. She's gorgeous. That's got to be the Aether Wing Kayle. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Hello. Okay. Aether Wing Kayle. Judgment Kayle. Iron Inquisitor Kayle. Looks about the same. I think they didn't change anything about that. Pentakill Kayle. Looks the same. Riot Kayle. Nice. Okay, she looks more badass. And also, she got some fucking thighs. Like, damn. Warden Kayle, I think. Don't know what that Kayle skin is. Unmasked Kayle, I guess. Kayle and Morgana. I don't know. This might be an upcoming skin. I'm not very good at telling the skins apart. I don't know how I feel about her base skin. I remember there being some green in it before for some reason. It looks better now though. I like the purple and white and gold. I think that's much more regal. The blue is a bit of a throw off in my opinion. That color kind of throws me off because I know it's supposed to differentiate between the rest of her body, but like I think this could have been gold, like a yellow blade instead, to keep kind of true to a similar color theme. The blue just kind of throws me off with the purple. Let's see, Morgana, have they changed anything? Sinful Succulents, Ghost Bride. Oh, they changed that one. Is that Blackthorn? No, this is Blackthorn over here. But they definitely changed that one. Lunar Wraith. Lunar Wraith looks the same. Ah, that's Sinful Succulents Morgana. This is Bewitching Morgana. What am I saying? This is Sinful Succulents. That is definitely a change though. And Victorious Morgana looks a little different. Or maybe I just haven't looked at the skin well enough. The wings look different though, to me. Okay. All right. Kayle, split between blah 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 blah. Morgana's abilities remain the same, save for her ultimate, which now grants movement speed towards enemies. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so strong. That is really strong. Combine that with Nimbus Cloak, and you'll never escape a Morgana ult ever again. Just gonna point that out. Looks nice though. The The visual update looks really good for Morgana. I like that. And she has legs now, so there's that. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. I honestly don't think it's broken. I mean, only time will tell. Only the rework will tell. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this little kind of overview of Kayle and not an overreaction, subscribe buttons. There are buttons you can click and they make me happy. And there are buttons you can click that don't make me happy, but you know what the ones those are. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the flip side. Goodbye.